I'm Andrea Praber, broker-owner of Great Expectations Realty, and this is What's Up Ocala. This is where we sit down, have some coffee, share a bit of good gossip about your neighbors and what's going on around town. Just talking about real estate maybe a little bit, maybe once in a while. We're going to be finishing up the first quarter already for 2023 at this end of the month, and we're kind of already halfway through March already. See, I'm still stuck in February and we're halfway through March. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go over some statistics to see how we were doing last year and how we're doing this year as opposed to last year, and just talking about Ocala and where we're going. But before we get into those averages, I want to talk about average home prices and sales prices versus median home sales prices. And why is there a difference? What does it all mean? So let's go ahead and get into that. So an average home sales price and median home sales price, they're both measures of central tendency used to describe the typical price of homes sold in a particular area. But why does that make a difference if you say average versus median? Well, they're different in how they're calculated and can give you very different results. So the average home sales price, also known as the mean, is calculated by adding up the total sales prices of all the homes sold in a particular area and then dividing by the number of homes sold. But this can really be influenced by things called outliers or extreme values. Maybe one home that's sold for way more for other reasons. It can skew the results higher or lower depending on what's going on. The median home sales price, on the other hand, is the middle value of all the home sales prices in a particular area. So to find the median, you arrange all the sales prices in order from lowest to highest and then find the middle value. So 50% of the sales are above this and 50% were below this number. So this can be a better representation of the central tendency, as it's not influenced by those outliers, those sales that are maybe really high for external reasons or really low for external reasons. That gives you the accurate number. So, for example, if 5 homes were sold in an area, and the prices were $100,000, $200,000, $250,000, $300,000, and $2 million. The average home sales price for those homes would be $570,000. That's the total sales price divided by 5, while the median home sales price would be $250,000, the middle value when the sales prices are arranged in order. So that's why we use median often. So while the average home sales price and the median home sales price, they both provide information about the typical price of homes sold in that particular area, the median is most likely a more accurate representation in cases where there's extreme values, maybe large horse farms in the area, or maybe a short sale or foreclosure that happened in the area. So with those outliers, you're going to have an issue. When you hear me saying here that there's an average or a median, now you're going to know what I'm talking about. At times I say average and I actually don't use averages. Normally I use median. So let's talk about those stats now. Did you know that Ocala is actually in pretty good shape, contrasting to other metro areas, especially down in South Florida? Let's go ahead and look at some of those stats. It's kind of crazy, right? The state of Florida, the closed sales, they had over 14,000 closed sales. We had 471 in the month of January. And we actually had a year-over-year change of 9.5%, which is kind of interesting. The year-over-year change for the entire state of Florida was 4%. But when you look at some of the other areas, especially, like I said, in South Florida and so forth, we're really in good shape. The Villages, 1.7%, which is kind of interesting year-over-year. So we actually had 9.5% when you look at that median sale price. Now you guys know what the median sale price means. That median sales price year over year change. So we actually increased in value for these homes during that time. So kind of interesting there. The Village is actually pretty, I don't know, they really don't skew high or low or go, it's pretty much, it is what it is. So there's not a lot of changes in that, but it's kind of interesting because maybe like Fort Walton Beach in Destin, Florida, that's actually at a negative, so it's negative 4.9%, so they're actually lower than what they were same time last year. So kind of interesting there. Now, of course, their home sales prices are much higher normally, but they're actually, they're still coming down quite a bit. So year over year change, we're seeing a lot of interesting statistics come out throughout the different metro areas. One of the things that I found kind of funny, but when you go into metro areas on the statewide metropolitan statistical areas, there's, all of these places like Pensacola, Ferry Pass, Brent, that's their metropolitan area. There's, they have Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and yet Ocala is just Ocala. That is the metropolitan area. It covers everything. So kind of interesting there. We actually did get beat in our numbers, year over year change with Homosassa Springs. They were at 10.6, whereas we were 9.5. And also Panama City. Panama City actually is 13.6. And again, we were just under that 10%. So we were actually just those three that were in the close to the 10% year over year change. So kind of interesting when you're reflecting back on January of 2022 and what we're doing now, kind of interesting. So of course we don't have any year-to-date numbers since I was pulling January. February numbers from the Florida Realtors is not available yet. I was trying so hard to get the numbers from them. So I did want to see how we're doing in March versus February, but February's numbers just have not come out yet. So as soon as we have those numbers, we can take a better idea and take a look and see how 2023 is shaping up. But let's go ahead and take a moment and look at this week's numbers and this week's statistics here locally. So these, as always, are for Marion County in the last 7 days and are strictly residential. Before we get into that, though, we are going to take a real quick commercial break, and that is when we come back, those statistics for here locally. Be right back. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at those statistics here locally. These are for Marion County only in the last 7 days, strictly residential. The current listing sitting on the market is 2,593. New active listings this week, 273. Price increases, 38. Price decreases, 305. So we're going back up again. Back on the market, we had 69. Sold, 191. Pending, 295. Canceled, 41. Expired listings, we had 15. Withdrawn, 8. So yeah, kind of interesting there with that 2,598 houses sitting on the market. That number has been ticking up slowly over and over again. So it used to be this time last year, we had less than a month's worth of inventory. That means if absolutely no more houses were to come onto the market, within a month, everything would be sold at its current rate of sales. Currently, we are sitting on 3.5 months of inventory. So while that was fairly normal prior to the big rush to have everyone move down to Florida back in 2019, having that many houses on the market was actually completely and totally normal. We were very used to seeing approximately 2,000 to 3,000 houses on the market any given time. That actually seemed to be a very healthy market for us. However, at this time, because those houses that are sitting on the market keep ticking upwards, whereas the houses that are coming off the market aren't happening quite as frequently, we're kind of concerned that we're going to end up with a lot more inventory than buyers. Now, we are having a lot of buyers contact our office, of course. We have a lot of sales that are going through. But if you notice, there was quite a few pending, but not nearly as many that are actually sold. And I have noticed that myself. There was a couple of our listings that I saw this week that went back on the market. And one was after negotiating the deal and went ahead and put it all under contract. The buyer's agent, not even 24 hours later, tells me, oh, wait, the buyer decided he's actually going to be moving to Texas as opposed to Florida. Yeah. So it was a lot of effort. And again, that's another one that went back on the market. But when that happens repeatedly, people start beginning to think that there's something wrong with the house instead of having flaky buyers. So it's not great for the seller of the home. We would try and do everything we can to make sure that the buyers are ready, willing, and able to purchase a home. But if they're just flaky buyers, they're just flaky buyers. There's not really a whole lot you can do. Other situations that happen are maybe the buyers. In the other situation we had, we were all set to go to the closing table, and the buyers were actually notified by their lender at the last hour that they actually had to sell their other home first, which was not even on the market yet, before they could close on this one. It was huge news to everyone, including the buyer. That sounds like the lender dropped the ball. But instead of starting all over and having the buyers who still wanted the house go ahead and take more time of the sellers, everyone just walked away from that deal. So yeah, unfortunately, that lost the buyers several $1,000s, and that's truly a really sad thing when that happens. They're obviously heartbroken because they thought they were moving into a house. The seller thought they were moving out of a house, and everybody was wrong. So situations like that are a little more rare, but they do happen. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happens with that back on the market. Sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with the house whatsoever. It's just either financing issues or, you know, maybe like that guy that didn't realize he was in the wrong state. It may be that, you know, just situations arise, or the buyer is just kind of flaky. You know, stuff like that. It has nothing to do with the house, but we are seeing a lot of houses come back on the market lately as opposed to getting to the closing table. So if you're seeing houses sitting on the market for a little bit longer than what you're used to seeing, don't automatically assume that the seller is going to do huge discounts or clearance sale on the house, and don't assume that there's anything wrong with the house. It may just be a situation of circumstance that they had absolutely nothing to do with and had absolutely nothing to do with the home. Now, obviously, if the house has been on the market for a year or something like that, that means it hit the market back when things were really hot. Maybe you have a little more question marks there. But right now, houses are sitting on the market for around 40 days, whereas last year, they were only on the market for about a week. We had a lot of cash buyers coming in before. Right now, we're actually seeing a lot more financing situations. So the alphabet soup of VA, USDA, and FHA are actually in full swing. So we're seeing a lot of that alphabet soup on our contracts these days. A lot more seller contingencies are being requested. So just a lot more negotiation is going on with the homes. So kind of interesting, the kind of stuff that's been going on. It's making things a lot more interesting in the real estate market. If you were looking to sell your home and you were waiting for it to be top of the market before you placed it on the market, I am sorry to say at this point you have missed that boat. As I always warn you, if you are looking to put your house on the market and waiting for it to hit the absolute top of the market, the only time you know for sure that that has occurred is when it's coming back down. So it is still a good time to sell. House prices are still higher than they were this time last year. However, they are coming down, as you can see with that 305 homes that actually reduced their price this week alone. When you consider that there was less than that hitting the market and about 2,598 that were actually on the market. So of that 2,500, 2,600 homes, over 300 had priced reductions. You can kind of see where things are going. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the median home list prices are. Currently, it looks like we had $275,000 as the median sales price. That's what the list price was. The closed sale price, this is what they actually closed on, was $274,900. So the houses that are listed are selling for their list price. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually balanced out, which is fantastic news. It was a little bit of mayhem there for a bit, but yes, our list prices are what the actual houses are selling for. So if you go to make an offer on a house, keep in mind that the price listed is probably the price you're going to get for the home. At least that's what's going on typically out there. For our national average interest rate for a 30-year fixed, we have 7.5% going on right now, so not a huge change there. National average rate for the 15-year fixed is 6.5%, so it's about a 1 point difference, which is great. This week's home of the week is 5500 Southwest 128th Place in Marion Oaks. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, double-car garage. It's listed at $269,900. It has granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, an open floor plan, vaulted ceilings, and tile flooring throughout. If you'd like more information about this house or any of the listings out there, send us an email at GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com or call our office anytime at 352-817-9160. If you'd like to know what you need to do to buy this home, or if you would like to know how much your home is worth, again, our contact info is at our email at GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com, or you can call our office anytime, 352-817-9160. All right, we're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about all the fun stuff that you can do here in Ocala this weekend. All right, thanks for coming back. Just a heads up to all of our drivers out there, kids are officially out of school for spring break here in Marion County. So watch out for any kids that are maybe playing basketball or soccer or something in the streets. Watch out for them. They are going to be out and about. If you're looking for something to do with your kids or grandkids this week, you may want to check out www.fun4ocalakids.com, and it's the numerical 4, by the way. So fun4ocalakids.com. It's a free website listing everything there is to do with kids in the Ocala area. They also have some great information on summer camps as well that you might be interested in. You may also want to check out the Appleton Art Space, which engages adults and children ages 4 and up in hands-on art with colorful activity stations and projects that promote the understanding of art. So depending on the day, you could make a mosaic with magnets, build with Legos, draw on their glass wall. There's something for every age and ability. So that's at the Appleton. The art space supplies and activities are free for Appleton members and included with museum admission fee for non-members. So go ahead and visit the appletonmuseum.org, so www.appletonmuseum.org for specifics on that or many of their other events going on at the Appleton Museum throughout the month. As of today, the city of Ocala has started up their splash pads for the season. So if you're heading downtown, you could let the kids cool off at Citizens Circle. You also could get some healthy snacks at the farmers market that's held each Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The downtown market is on the corner of 3rd and 3rd. So you can't miss that address. It's lots of fun. There's stuff to eat and drink. There's amazing vendors displaying their artwork or their goods. You can even grab an awesome iced latte there while listening to some live music. So check that out. Did you know that there's also a farmer's market section at the flea market down in Summerfield? I don't know if you've been there before. I thought pretty much everybody has. But just in case, there is an entire portion that's devoted to fresh fruits and vegetables at Markets of Marion. So you can often get better deals down there. Actually, if I can tell you a little secret, you can buy in bulk. So contact the vendors down there and see what they have. One year, my husband and I actually bought 11 flats of strawberries. I was capping and freezing strawberries until 2 in the morning, but it was a phenomenal deal and strawberries freeze really well. So I think it's been up until this year that we finally ran down on those. Just kidding. We went through them pretty quickly, actually. They're great in a smoothie. But it was a crazy amount of strawberries that year. So yeah, just something to check into as you're visiting. The biggest annual plant sale and educational expo in Marion County is actually set up to return to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. So that might be something that you're interested in going to this weekend. That is today, March 11th, and also tomorrow, March 12th. It's the 27th annual Master Gardeners Spring Festival. And it's, again, going to be held at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. So definitely stop on out there if you're interested in doing something with your garden this year. Or maybe make it a little bit bigger or better or whatever. So the event is going to be held all day today. Again, it starts at 8 a.m. And then tomorrow it actually starts at 9 a.m. And it ends both today and tomorrow at 4 p.m. So you have plenty of time to get down there. In preparation for this weekend's festival, the Marion County Commissioner is proclaiming this month to be Gardening Month. So during the Marion County Board of County Commissioners regular meeting, they actually had that established. If any children do end up going to this Gardener's Paradise, they actually will learn more about the natural features of the local community. And there's going to be activities that are going to be provided, as well as information about the spring festival known as Kid Zone. So pretty cool. There's actually only a cost of $3 per person to attend the event. And if it's kids 12 and under, they get in free. So many things that are going, especially with fresh produce right now. If you're looking for some You Pick farms right now, we are actually a bit in between picking. The strawberry fields are just finishing up, according to where my family and I went You Pick strawberry picking this weekend. But the blueberry blooms, that's hard to say, blueberry blooms are opening and the bees are buzzing. So the fields are becoming a lot greener. Opening day for blueberries should be around the 1st of April, but we're going to have to let you know just to be sure as the season gets closer. It depends on the weather, of course. One of our favorite ones to go to for blueberry picking is over in Bellevue. It's called Abshire Farms. It's kind of become a tradition for our family to go out there each blueberry season, just spend some time together, get some pictures of some beautiful wildflowers. It's just a really fantastic way to spend an April afternoon. So get on out there and check that out. Abshire Farms has a Facebook page if you're interested. Don't forget next week as well, big thing from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. over in Denellen. We have the Rainbow Springs Art Festival. You're going to see some amazing stuff out there. So definitely get on out there and check it out if at all possible. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything for us here at Great Expectations Realty, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have something that you would like us to discuss on air, we would be more than happy to. Again, you can go ahead and contact us with our email address. It's GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com. Or you can go ahead and give us a call anytime. Our phone number is 352-817-9160. If you're interested in property management or if you are interested in leasing a property, you can get a hold of any of our property managers by calling us at 352-322-9497, or you can check out our website specifically for property management and leasing, which is www.GER.PM.com. We are accepting new properties into management at this time, so if you are interested in a property manager, we would have more than enough people to answer your questions and comments and see if it's a great fit for you to be working with our company. We do manage approximately 200 properties right now, or 200 doors, as they say in property management. So again, if you'd like more information on that, or if you'd like to set up a showing at one of our available properties, you can, of course, go onto our website, which is www.GERPM.com. And you can even fill out an online application for a rental on there. If you are interested in our sales or interested more in our blog or something like that, or even for the radio show to submit comments, you can visit our YouTube channel or our regular website, which is GreatExpectationRealty.com. You can also get to our property management site from there as well. All right, I think that's about it for us. If you need anything, like I said, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. Have a great weekend. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous and spectacular. I hope you have a great time here in Ocala.
Move with the rhythm, shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2.